Hello and welcome to Race 11 of the 2014 Utica Home Track Series here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard. This is the halfway point in our schedule and we are going on to what should be a very difficult stretch of races. It will be the Foreign Tour shortly after this event, and I think we go to Circuit of the Americas for 1 week. But we have quite the race here today. We'll give you your starting lineup as we give you the news in the Utica Home Track Series. A bunch of teams have closed down following the end of last race. A couple of notables in there include the Dollarton team, the Dom Caps Racing team, Alex Tanker, Dion Scott, and SNR Racing. So because of that, there are a lot more opportunities for drivers to make these races. So we'll have to see what happens to those teams in the future. Saya Asumi is back in the car number 11. She got injured earlier this year at a previous race, but she's all well and good in car number 11. Also, we have the format for the All-Star Challenge officially lined up. The way it will work is that drivers that are eligible will be in the All-Star event. The Open will be drivers who are the highest in points and those who have ran before this year. And since we have less drivers on the grid, we are able to show you the did not qualify list. But we go racing here at Indianapolis. William Duncan on the pole in that number 83 machine. He said that he's always been good at super speedways, and this is no exception. So on the pole in that number 83 machine, he's looking for something to jumpstart his season, as he wants to be back in competition for the championship, and those front runners are starting to pull away from him. But he has a good run today so far in that 83 machine. Speaking of the points leader, Annie Thomas is near the back of the pack at the moment, so this could be a day to capitalize on points position, as she has a ways to catch up if she wants to hope to get to the front. She's back there with John Cittadino in car number 72, who just got by her on the inside. However, our first caution was on lap number 2. Andrew Robinson started off so good. Going to make contact with Alex DeMarco. They both run low on the racetrack. Watch out! Big crash. One car over. Paul Swanson goes for a tumble. Seth Cole involved. There's Avery Pedro in his first start. And Stephen Carter in the number 91. Let's take a look at another angle. And as you see, they just come right up onto the racetrack. A lot of innocent victims involved in this one. That's a shame. A lot of first-time drivers like Pedro and Swanson were going on board with him. He and Seth Cole would both go out of the race due to this caution, and fortunately no other drivers would go out, but it's a real shame for Swanson, who's in his debut Utica Home Track Series appearance, only going to make 2 laps on track. We go to a restart, and Karen Minazuki is going to make the pass for second in that number 09 machine. She's been one of the biggest surprises in the 2014 Utica Home Track Series, as she was not intended to run at all this year. She was just supposed to be the team owner. But she is outperforming both Nathan Minazuki, her brother, and the actual race car driver, and Ryan Raso, who is actually running a couple spots behind her in that split car. Wait a second, she's making a pass underneath. She's attempting to pass William Duncan for the race lead. Can she get it done? Ryan DiPetrio is going to side with her on the inside line. She's going to do it. DiPetrio is going to follow suit. And Karen Minazuki will go out front here today in Indianapolis. She's had a great rookie season so far, but has not won a race yet. So we'll see if she can do that today. Nicholas Guerra, car number 6, currently sits 7th on the racetrack. This is a great run for him, as Annie Thomas is near the tail end of the pack, and he's up near the front, so he could reclaim the points lead. He lost to Annie Thomas last week due to not qualifying for the Sonoma event. He's got a good run on the inside here, and William Duncan is just falling back. He cannot get back on the inside line. Nicholas Guerra is going to pick up yet another position. Robert Piet, the Flying Dutchman, sits in 9th place at the moment. He had a great qualifying effort this weekend, and is running well on the racetrack. He's still upset that he can't get his entire team into a race. It seems that only one of them tends to make the race at a time. But at least he's on track, and he's able to get some experience on the Indianapolis circuit. Hopefully things will pick up for Piet Motorsports when we head to the Foreign Road Course Tour, as that's where their specialty lies. Ronnie DiPetrio, car number 2, sits 2nd place at the moment. He's been so close to winning a race this year. He's been doing the best of his Fat Dog Racing team, but has not been able to get to victory lane. He has won Rookie of the Race once this year, but that was not a victory. He was just the highest placing rookie. Someone else had won the event, so he's hoping that today can be a little bit better for him. There's the 38 of Stacy Little Anderson the 4th. Long name, but amazing results so far. 12th place on track in that unsponsored number 38. Now last week she made her debut at Sonoma, which did not go very swimmingly at all. She did not get a very good finish, but this weekend she qualified well and is sitting well on the racetrack. Maybe there can be a second driver from the Boyles team to get to the front. Skylar Johnson, car number 29, sits in 20th place at the moment. We're highlighting her because she has a different paint scheme this week along with the rest of the Jeffrey Finguy Incorporated machines. They're all sponsored by the Super Smash Brothers characters with that new game coming out. She has what is referred to as the History of Gaming scheme. Kenna Blaise has a different scheme, and Jeffrey Finguy has the Women of Nintendo scheme. Two of those drivers are on track. As we go back to car number 11, Saya Asumi in the Five Guys Burgers machine. Saya Asumi missed a lot of races this year due to an injury. Momo Ikari took over, making a couple appearances on track, but not enough that they were really satisfied. Momo Ikari is driving that 33 car on track as well. There's car number 72, John Cittadino in the X-Paddock machine. He is not having the best of days as he is 25th on track. He's got to really pick things up if he wants to keep tabs on Annie Thomas and Nicholas Guerra, especially Guerra, since Guerra is up near the front of the pack. But right now, he's getting passed on the inside by a plethora of race cars. So maybe when pit stops come, they can make an adjustment that'll help them out. Lap traffic for the leaders. There's Andrew Robinson and Stephen Carter. Both were involved in the only caution of the event so far. This is going to hold up Nicholas Guerra and give Karen Minazuki a huge lead over the rest of the pack. There goes Megan Curley up to second, and Zachary Robinson's trying to pass Guerra for third. So Minazuki navigates them well. We go back to 10th place with Zach Sasser. There's been a bit of a running joke for the Top Notch Racing team that they keep claiming themselves as the best drivers on track because they're able to miss more races than everyone else. Well, only one of their drivers missed a race this time. That was Joseph Ernesto. Zach Sasser, however, having a great run today. He's definitely been the dominant of the two top-notch machines, despite the fact that he's running in a car that is barely up to specs for the Utica Home Track Series, given how beat up and old that model of race car is. So, I don't know what Sasser's doing behind the wheel, but he's doing a good job. Makoto Iguchi, car number 77, is in 5th place. All three of their drivers are on track for the Enraged Motorsports team. And all three of the drivers are women. So they are out on track and having a great day of it today. Makoto Iguchi doing the best of them so far in 5th place. I believe Saya Asumi is just outside the top 10 and Momo Ikari is a little bit further back on track. But great effort for that team. As we had our first driver come down pit road for pit stops, it's Alex Pedro, car number 30. He's got a little bit of damage to that car, but we're not exactly sure where he got it. I think he's hoping that he can pick up a little bit of ground on pit road by pitting early. Same strategy for Robert Piet in car number 95. He's gone down pit road much earlier than the rest of the competition. Hopefully that will work in his favor. But then pit stops got underway officially the lap after that, with Karen Minazuki going down pit road, leading a couple other drivers down with her as well. More drivers would pile down, but Nicholas Guerra would take the race lead for the first time today. That bonus point, however small it may seem, is going to be something that helps him out in the championship run. He would go down pit road, and Matt Evans would take over the race lead, staying out the longest on track, doing the opposite of the Robert Piet strategy. Matt Evans hoping to get some bonus points to get himself back in the title contention. He would eventually pit, and Karen Minazuki would cycle back out to the race lead, Nicholas Guerra cycling back out to second. So it's been the battle of the two pink race cars this race so far, and Minazuki currently doing the better of the two. However, they would run into some lap traffic in the form of Avery Pedro, car number 03. He was involved in that first wreck as well. But look at this, Nicholas Guerra, car number 6, trying to pass underneath. Can he get it done? No, he's not going to get it done. He's going to pull back in line and hang out behind Karen Minazuki. But we had a caution on lap 42, the second of the day. Colin Bartel finally making another race. This is his 3rd start of the year, but Anthony McCurry gets into the wall. Makes contact with Bartel. Bartel comes up into Trek Togger, and he gets into the wall. Whoa, McCurry almost pulled up in front of the rest of the pack, and yikes! A lot of close calls, avoiding that 61. Let's see what happened to him. Just got knocked way out of the groove by, I think, Annie Thomas, and just came down in front of Colin Bartel, and Trek Togger just an innocent victim in all this. But look at how close everyone... Good job to all these other drivers for avoiding him so well. Let's go with one more camera angle. Trek Togger, who not having the best day, but was hoping for a little bit better than this. There's nowhere to go. He just kind of ran into the 2 car. But you have to give him props. Not too much damage on that 60 machine. So good job slowing it down to minimize impact. Under caution, Karen Mizuki was still leader, but tragedy struck. Car number 09 pulls down pit road for an unscheduled stop. They have an issue in that 09 car and its terminals. So after leading the most laps today, being one of the strongest cars on track, issue in the engine is going to send that car down pit road and out of the race. What a heartbreak for Karen Mizuki, who is looking at a potential 1st career victory and a guaranteed spot into the All-Star Challenge. This would give Nicholas Guerra the race lead, much to a lot of other drivers' chagrin. And he would pull out ahead as the lap car of Avery Pedro is going to hold up car number 46. Ryan DiPetro trying to catch up a little bit, but to no avail. Annie Thomas has been working her way up through the... Oh no! We have a crash right behind them, just coming off the restart. Let's take a look at what happened there. Caution 3, lap 47. Makoto Iguchi, 3 wide racing with Andrew Robinson and William Duncan. Gets into the wall. Duncan's around. More cars getting involved. There's Joey Beatty, Colin Bartel once again. Sam Young, Dominic Cousins, Joey Beatty. Big crash on the backstretch. Let's see if we can get another angle of this. Here's a still shot. Ouch, some heavy contact with the wall. And that spinning number 77 machine is going to pull up track, get into Sam Young, and cause even more trouble. So wow, a lot of contact on the racetrack as just absolute bedlam. Let's take a look at Joey Beatty, how he tried to get through it. He kept diving low, made contact with the 83 car. Overall, not too bad, but then makes some more contact with Makoto Iguchi. There's just so many damaged race cars on this backstretch. Let's go on board with Colin Bartel, see how he got involved in this. Crashes into Skylar Dixon, slides it, but a save. Passes one of the spinning cars. Then these guys start wrecking again, and Colin Bartel is going to gain more positions than he would have had he not crashed into Skylar Dixon. So a win for Colin Bartel there? I'm not exactly sure. He does have a little bit of damage on that race car, however. More trouble near the front under caution. Car number 46, Megan Curley, is going to pull onto pit road due to a loose wheel well. And that is going to put the 46 car out of the race. They determined there was something wrong with the axle. And that is a shame too. She's been running up near the front for the majority of this event. And she was hoping to maybe get a victory for Gas Tank Engineering Incorporated. Should be the 2nd for this year. We were talking about car number 29 earlier in the race, how she was in the 20s and just running with this paint scheme. She has actually worked her way up to 4th place over the past 2 cautions, so an outstanding effort by Skyla Johnson, who many were questioning her abilities at the beginning of this year when she came in as a replacement for Eris Schock. But right now, great effort as she's now up to 3rd place in that 29 machine. Let's take a look at car number 32 though. Charles Jackson sitting in the 5th place position. Well, losing a couple positions now, but Charles Jackson having a great run today in that number 32 Trojan machine. He's not had a lot of exceptionally great runs as Jack Richards has been kind of overshadowing him. But today has been a good day for Jackson as he's got a strong race car. Alex DeMarco sits in 10th place despite getting involved in the first caution of the race. And in fact, there isn't even that much damage on this machine, so good job to the crew getting all that damage repaired under caution, and then maybe getting a little bit of touch-up work in the 2nd pit stop for that team. But Alex DeMarco, a great run today. As we go back up toward the front, Skylar Johnson, an absolute rocket on the racetrack, passes Ryan DiPetro and just breezes past Nicholas Guerra, who's been dominant most of this championship season. And Skylar Johnson will take the race lead on lap 58 of 64, so with only a couple laps left, she's looking pretty strong to get a good finish today in that number 29 machine. So great job for her. Speaking of another driver that's worked her way up through the pack, Annie Thomas, who was back in the 20s to start this event, has worked her way up to 5th place. So now Nicholas Guerra does not have that cushion he was hoping that he would have. It's Annie Thomas, the points leader, going to pull up yet another great effort. But we had a caution on lap 59. Robert Piet was hoping that this would be a good day for him. Running it there, minding his own business, gets turned by Jeffrey Finguy. I'm not sure what Finguy was doing. This is going to collect Saya Asumi as well. And that is a shame for Piet and Asumi. And they were not very happy with the way Finguy was racing them on track. And whoa, 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 we got more cars around. Car number 11, Saya Asumi is on her roof. More drivers wrecking down the straightaway. Makoto Iguchi, Henry Nova, PJ Williams. What is going on? So let's take a look at what Jeffrey Finguy was doing first. We have a lot to cover this caution. Finguy just did not give Robert Piet any leeway and just ends up wrecking him on the racetrack. It's going to collect Saya Asumi as well. I believe Finguy, yep, Finguy is going to go scot-free. Let's see what happened behind them. A bunch of drivers just kind of collide on pit road, and look at that, Bartel around as well. Yeah, let's get a stationary shot, see what happened here. So you're going to see a bunch of drivers down low. They avoided Robert Piet. PJ Williams is going to slow down heavily, and just everyone's going to collide coming off pit road. Absolute bedlam. And in fact, this wreck that was avoiding the actual wreck was worse than the wreck itself. So let's take a look at another camera angle. This is on board with Saya Asumi, what she saw. She gets flung into the wall. This is her first race back. She's hoping for a great effort. Things are looking fine. Completely open racetrack. She's trying to pit. Makes contact with Alex Pedro. Gets flipped by Avery Pedro. And car number 11 is just going to end up being tossed around and out of the race. With only a few laps to go. One more angle just to see what happened here. PJ Williams just slows down. Alex Pedro gets involved. Avery Pedro, Skylar Dixon. I think Colin Bartel just got kind of jostled about there, and that's what caused he and Henry Nova to collide. As we go back to the green flag, only one more lap of racing left. A one-lap shootout. Can Skylar Johnson take the victory? Can Ryan DiPetro catch up, or will Nicholas Guerra be able to take it? Skylar Johnson, a great race start. Only 4 turns left on this racetrack for anyone to try and catch up to Skylar Johnson. Johnson, who started in the 20s, was kind of riding near the back. Pit stops came. She gained heavily on pit road. We were not even anticipating her when we spotlighted her earlier, but she managed to work her way all the way to the front. 2 turns left. Ryan DiPetro is catching up. DiPetro's always been the bridesmaid, never the bride. Has not been able to get that elusive victory. He's just been able to get Rookie of the Races or runner-ups in the Rookie of the Race points. But going through the final turns, he's not going to have enough. Car number 29 is going to give off a final smash that's going to give her her first career Utica Home Track Series victory here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is going to be a great run for her, and she is going to race her way into the All-Star Challenge, which will be next week. So congratulations to Skylar Johnson. This means that Jeffrey Finguy Incorporated has won a race every season since they first started back in 2012. I think they're the second best team with that honor, as John Cedino's team has won a race, I believe, every year, at least once, with at least one driver. But great job to Skylar Johnson. She's going to be happy in victory lane today, while Jeffrey Finguy is going to maybe have to talk to some people on pit road. Take a look at these race results. Skylar Johnson, your race winner. Also the Rookie of the Race. She gets 5 bonus points for the Rookie of the Race championship for winning. Followed by Ryan DiPetro, Zachary Robinson, Annie Thomas with a great effort. Zach Sasser, Nicholas Guerra is not going to be Annie Thomas like he thought. Charles Jackson, Ryan Raso, Chris Aurelio, and Alex DeMarco, your top 10. Momo Ikari is going to really pick it up to 11th. Sean Angel started dead last, finishes 12th. followed by Jack Richards, Thomas Beatty, John Cittadino in 15th, Dominic Cousins in the 63, Matt Evans with a great run in 17th, Jeffrey Finguy 18th, followed by Nicky Allen and Joey Beatty rounding out your top 20. Conrad Wilson in 21st, followed by Trek Tugger, Charles Sanford, William Duncan, who went from the pole to 24th, PJ Williams, Skylar Dixon, Henry Nova, and Stacy Little Anderson the 4th, the last car in the lead lap. Avery Pedro in his first start finishes a lap down in 29th, and Stephen Carter rounds out your top 30. Robert Piet, 31st, a lap off the pace. Sam Young fell 3 laps down, but we're not exactly sure what caused it. Probably the big wreck on earlier in the event. Makoto Iguchi, Alex Pedro, Colin Bartel, Saya Asumi, Megan Curley, Andrew Robinson, Karen Minazuki, and Anthony McCurry all fall out of the race. And then a relatively disappointing day for Paul Swanson and Seth Cole especially. He was hoping for something a lot better than what he got today. He's going to finish dead last. And also we got to mention that Karen Minazuki, who led the most laps today, could have had a shot at this victory, went out as well. Let's take a look at the point standings. Andy Thomas still on top, 289 points. Nicholas Guerra in second place, still in striking distance, same with John Cittadino. After that, it's a huge drop-off to Zachary Robinson, Trek Togger, Ray Takeda, Jack Richards, Karen Minazuki, Joseph Maniello, and then Chris Dallerton, who's no longer racing. Then we have Henry Nova, Ronnie DiPetro, the defunct car of Justin Capps, Sam Young, Joseph Bryant, Thomas Beatty, Jeffrey Finguy. There's William Duncan in 18th, Nicky Allen, and Matt Evans is going to crack the top 20 after this race. These drivers are all on the outside looking in to the top 10. Now let's take a look at the Rookie of the Year standings. Annie Thomas is still on top by 70 points over Jack Richards. I think she may have Rookie of the Year wrapped up. Kara Minazuki, Joseph Maniego, Chris Dallerton, Ronnie DiPetro, Henry Nova, Nicky Allen, Connor Germain, and Courtney Miller is your top 10. 2 of those cars no longer on track, however. Next race for points is going to be the Circuit of the Americas event, which will be should be a great event. But before we go there, we're going to be heading to the All-Star race, which is going to be at the Talladega Motor Speedway. It should be a great race. Stay alert for the not the sign-up video, but the information video about who is going to be running in the All-Star Challenge to see where you fall in. Well, this has been another race of the Utica Home Track Series. Thank you all for watching. See you next time.